Hello, BSmart viewers. Welcome back to another engaging episode of Manager's Mantra, where we connect with industry leaders who are shaping the future of business management. Today, we have with us Nidhi Srivastava, founder and CEO of DigiArmorX, an AI powered cybersecurity education platform focused on helping children, parents, and schools build safer digital habits through adaptive learning, gamification, interactive simulations, and real world cyber awareness. Nidhi is a cybersecurity leader, researcher, entrepreneur, and advocate for cybersecurity education for children. She has worked with global organizations that include the likes of Deutsche Bank, MasterCard, and more. Her experience spans across cybersecurity, cloud security, governance, risk and management, and large scale technology transformation. Without waiting further, let's jump right into this insightful discussion.
Hi Nidhi, a very good morning from India, and we are really pleased to have you here with us today in this new session of Manager's Mantra. I am sure this will be a great session, a great learning experience for all the viewers watching us. I will have this will be a very insightful session. I think so.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and very good morning to you also. It's night here, but yeah, all fresh, all excited to get started.
Sure, Nidhi. So let us just start discussing the questions.
Sure.
Nidhi, you come from an MBA and governance background, but then you
Yeah.
chose to build in cybersecurity through DigiArmorX. Now,
Mhm.
what inspired you to enter this space, especially at a time when cybersecurity entrepreneurship is still evolving?
So let me put this. My journey into cybersecurity did not begin with coding. It began with governance, risk, and understanding how deeply technology now impacts business, families, and society. So, over the years, while working across global cybersecurity and transformation programs, Sheikh, I realized that cybersecurity is no longer only an IT problem. It is a human problem, a business problem, and increasingly a societal responsibility. So, what truly pushed me towards building DigiArmorX was seeing how quickly children are entering the digital world without understanding the digital risk. So, kids today learn online before they fully understand trust, privacy, scams, or manipulation. So, and yet, cybersecurity education is often introduced very late in their curriculum. I mean, I don't think until they pass their 12, they are even introduced to cybersecurity education, and usually it is only meant for technical professionals. So I felt there was a massive gap between digital adoption and digital safety awareness. So India is becoming one of the world's largest digital economies with UPI, AI adoption, cloud first business, and online learning ecosystems. But if we do not build digital trust alongside digital growth, the long term risk, which I just told you, will become very serious. So, DigiArmorX basically was created to simplify cybersecurity education and make it accessible, engaging, and age appropriate for younger generation. And I personally believe cybersecurity awareness should become a fundamental as mathematics or science in the digital age.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nidhi.
Yeah.
Nidhi, DigiArmorS is being built around cybersecurity awareness,
Yes.
digital
Yes.
trust, innovation. Now, what gap in the market did you personally observe that kind of motivated you to start this journey?
As I briefly hinted in my previous answer as well, the biggest gap I observed was that cybersecurity education was either too technical, too reactive, or too corporate focused. So, most awareness programs, as you see these days, or even now, are designed after incidents generally happen. They are compliance driven and often disconnected from Abhishek, real human behavior. So, at the same time, children and even many adults are spending hours online every day. I mean, I'm sure in your household, in my household, I have two kids. They are always on phone, always on YouTube and whatnot. They are there without understanding phishing, online manipulation, fake identities, cyberbullying, scams, privacy risk, or AI generated misinformations. So there are educational platforms for coding and STEM and English and maths and science and whatnot in the market, but very few platforms focus on building safe digital behavior from an early age. That is where DigiArmorX comes in. We are trying to make cybersecurity understandable, Abhishek, practical, and engaging through AI powered adaptive learning, stories, gamification, worksheets, simulations, and interactive learning experiences for grade 3 to grade 8, because this is the foundation age. The idea is not to create fear around technology. They should not get scared. Okay, what subject is this? No, I this is not the idea of DigiArmorX. The idea is to build confident and responsible digital citizens. And I also felt that cybersecurity education needed a more human centered approach. As I also explained in my previous answer, technology changes every year, but human trust, judgment, and behavior remain the biggest attack surface. That is a problem we are trying to solve through DigiArmorX.
Great. Wonderful, Nidhi.
Thank you.
Nidhi, we are seeing, a rapid adoption of AI, digital payments, cloud platforms, online services. So do you think the cybersecurity awareness among businesses, individuals, that is kind of keeping pace with this digital transformation?
Very good question. Very good question. So honestly, I think when we talk about digital adoption, it is growing much faster than cybersecurity awareness. And if we talk about India or any country, for example, the digital transformation is extraordinary, but awareness and preparedness are still uneven across businesses and individuals. So people are adopting AI tools, digital banking, online education, and cloud platforms at record speed. So they hear it, they start adopting to it. But many users still struggle with basic cyber hygiene practices like password management. I mean, I know many of my own relatives using ABCD 1 2 3 for across all the payment platforms. So phishing detection, identity protection, or understanding data privacy. Even many small and medium businesses focus heavily on growth and innovation while underestimating the cyber risk until something goes wrong. So, what concerns me most is that cyber threats are becoming more sophisticated while technology is becoming more accessible. AI generated scams, deepfakes, social engineering attacks, and identity fraud are becoming easier to execute. So the challenge is no longer only on technical defense, it is more on awareness, judgment, and digital trust. The good news is that awareness is improving, but this area is so vast that we still need to work a lot in this area. Conversations around cybersecurity are becoming more mainstream, Abhishek. So, governments, school, enterprises, and startups are now recognizing that cybersecurity is foundational to digital growth. But we still need far more investment in its education, behavioral awareness, and accessible learning.
Nidhi, you also focus a lot on education, awareness initiatives. Now,
Yeah.
why do you believe cybersecurity education should begin early, even for school or college students? And do you also think that it should be included in MBA curriculums as well and be more prominent in MBAs, among
100%.
MBAs?
100%. So, see, you and I have grown in an era where the playground was totally different, right? So we used to go out, we used to play, we used to mingle with friends. But today's playground is totally different. I will not be wrong to say it's a digital playground for these childrens. Now, uh, again, because children today are growing up in fully digital environment, they are using tablets, gaming platforms, AI tools, social media, and of course, online classrooms before they fully understand risk or consequences. We teach children road safety. Okay, don't you if you have to cross the road, look left, look right, and then be cautious, and then cross the road, right? Because we know roads can be dangerous. The internet deserves the same level of seriousness, which is not there. So, cybersecurity education at a young age is not about teaching children advanced hacking concepts. No, we don't want them to become a hacker or become an ethical hacker. No, we don't want them to become. It is about teaching digital responsibility, safe online behavior, critical thinking, privacy awareness, scam recognition, and healthy technology habits. And I also believe the future workforce will require cybersecurity awareness regardless of profession, Abhishek. So whether someone becomes a doctor, entrepreneur, teacher, lawyer, or engineer, digital trust will be part of their work environment. So early education creates long-term behavior, the habit that we want them to have, the behavioral habits, the long-term responsible digital citizen behavioral habits. Another important point is that fear-based awareness does not work well with children. I mean, I'm a parent. I cannot create that fear, that fear in my children to learn something. They will not learn, and these Gen Zs and Gen Alphas, of course, will not never learn if we start building that fear in their mind and tell them not to do this, not because something bad will happen. No, what works even as a parent, engagement does, and the same philosophy is what we need when we try to educate these kids in cybersecurity and make them a responsible digital citizen for tomorrow. And that is why this DigiArmorX is focusing on storytelling, interactive learning, gamification, rather than the technical jargons. There are no technical jargons. So if you want safer digital ecosystem in the future, we need to start building safe digital behavior early.
I get you, Nidhi. Thank you so much. So what about MBAs, Nidhi? I mean, do you think that it should be cybersecurity education should be more prominent, included in MBA curriculums as well?
Yes, of course. I mean, see, if we are not at right now, the way the education system works is that we don't teach anything to children at the early age. So in MBAs, if we are including these kind of education, this will help these students, the students who are learning the business administration, understand why cybersecurity education is important and what benefits they as an MBA student could bring to the world of cybersecurity awareness, and help others in having that kind of awareness about cybersecurity, the privacy, the risk, the online risk that everybody is facing these days. So MBA combined with cybersecurity is like the best thing we can think of if nothing is at the early age of education curriculum.
Great, Nidhi. Nidhi, you know, AI is the talk of the hour today, and everybody is like very curious. They are
Hmm.
in a rush to join the AI bandwagon.
Yeah.
Now, many organizations are excited about adopting AI tools, but then
Yeah.
they struggle with basic cyber hygiene, digital trust practices.
Yes.
So, do you think that there's a growing imbalance between innovation and security readiness? And we also know
Absolutely.
that, many young leaders, after completing their MBA, they would join this vertical. So how can they address this? How can they help address this issue?
Okay, yeah. So, yes, to your question, there is a growing imbalance between innovation and security readiness. Yes, absolutely. And I think we are entering a phase where innovation is accelerating faster than governance and security maturity. So, organization want to move quickly with AI adoption because there is a competitive pressure. The people are adopting it. The companies are running faster with this AI adoption, but in many cases, foundational cybersecurity practices are still inconsistent. So in my previous articles and various platforms, I often say that AI can amplify both productivity and risk. If organizations do not have strong identity management, access control, data governance, employee awareness, or secure development practices, then AI adoption can unintentionally increase that attack surfaces and operational risk. So the challenge is that security is still sometimes viewed as a blocker instead of business enabler. And this is true even today. But long-term digital trust becomes a competitive advantage, Abhishek. Customers, investors, and regulators increasingly expect the organization to demonstrate responsible innovation. So the solution is not slowing down the innovation. That's not the way we should think of it. The solution is embedding security, governance, and trust into innovation from the beginning, from the start, from the scratch. Security should become part of product thinking, leadership strategy, and business culture rather than an afterthought. That should be how you can balance the innovation and security readiness.
Thank you so much, Nidhi. Nidhi, today's generations, they want to see success very early. And
Mhm.
they're not only joining big corporates, but also after coming out from management studies, they are forming their own ventures, their own
Mhm.
startups. So
Yeah.
now, as someone like you building a cybersecurity focused startup, what challenges have you faced while building it? And what can today's young leaders learn from it?
Sure. So, one of the biggest challenges is that cybersecurity is highly trust driven industry, Abhishek. So people want credibility, people want proof and expertise before they engage deeply. So building that trust takes time. It takes a lot of time, especially as a startup founder entering a crowded space. It's really challenging. Another challenge is simplifying cybersecurity without oversimplifying it. So the market is full of technical terminology. There are a lot of technical jargons out there. Fear-based messaging keeps on popping up. Don't click this link. Don't. This will happen. That will happen. Your account will get hacked and whatnot. And there are complex products which are there in the market. But for education and awareness, communication has to be clear. It has to be age appropriate. It has to be relatable. It has to be accessible to the audiences, to those who want to hear about it. They may be technical persons, they may be college going students, they may be MBA students, they may be CEO, CXO, and whatnot. But the balance is very difficult. There is also the challenge of category creation. So, DigiArmorX is not just another cybersecurity platform. It's not that. We are combining the education, the cybersecurity education, AI driven adaptive learning, gamification, and digital citizenship for younger audiences. Now, sometimes when you build something new, the market itself needs education before adoption happens. Personally, I have focused heavily on thought leadership, speaking engagements, research, newsletters. I have written books which are available on Amazon, and educational content, because credibility in cybersecurity is built through that consistent value creation over time. It's not a one day job. No, it is not. Trust cannot be manufactured overnight, Abhishek. You need to build that community. You need to engage your users. You need to make sure that they understand that you are not pushing another learning management system onto them. So it's not another learning management. It's an ecosystem where you have that learning based on the child's understanding of, or the children understanding of, the particular topic. The system keeps on adapting to the knowledge the particular child has. But that is something which requires consistent focus, that requires consistent visibility. You need to be visible across the platforms, across various channels, so that people understand that it is something which is authentic, and she or he is developing something which has some kind of trust in the market.
Thank you. That was really insightful, Nidhi. Nidhi, cybersecurity today is no longer just limited to technical teams.
Sure.
And so, therefore, how important do you think business leadership, governance, communication skills are for future cybersecurity professionals?
Very, very critical, very
Hmm.
critical. So I mean, communication is one thing which I think should be the topmost priority of any cybersecurity professional. So, cybersecurity professionals today need far more than technical expertise. So, you can be a good ethical hacker, or you know all the technologies of cybersecurity in the market, but that the person needs to be above, the knowledge needs to be above and beyond that technical expertise. So they need to understand the business, they need to have that governance awareness, they need to understand how they can communicate with different um, person within their own company, within the industry, because not everybody understands cybersecurity. I cannot go and explain about governance maybe to an HR person. My approach to a technical person may be different. The communication will be different. My communication to a CEO would be different. And that is where the ability to influence the decision making will be beneficial. A cybersecurity leader must understand risk in business terms, for sure. So they need to explain why a security decision matters to revenue, reputation, customer trust, compliance, and operational resilience. Boards and executives do not make decisions based on only technical metrics. And I have faced this personally. So when I initially joined the organizations, I was like, okay, I'm a technical person. I should be able to explain all the things to my CEOs and my CISOs. But then what happens is they get lost in the technical jargons. To them, what matters is, are we are the decisions based on risk? What is the risk the company currently facing? What is the impact on, what are the numbers, basically financial numbers? What is the impact on those numbers? So the communication skills is what is very important when you are into a cybersecurity space. And these leaders, they make decisions on business impact. They care less about any technical terms within cybersecurity. They don't. Communication is equally important because cybersecurity ultimately involves people. Whether you're speaking to engineer, regulator, parent, student, or executives, the ability to simplify complex topic is a major leadership skill. And I also believe governance will become increasingly important in the AI era. Abhishek. As organizations adopt AI and advanced technologies, professionals who understand ethics, trust, compliance, and risk management will play a major role in shaping responsible innovation.
Um, we come to the the final question of this session,
Sure.
Nidhi,
Sure,
and
Abhishek.
I think it will be a very interesting
Yeah,
question, and students will be very eager for this answer
sure.
from you. As I was discussing earlier, several management students will be
Mm-hmm.
aspiring to join the cybersecurity field across different industries, whether it is IT,
Right.
banking,
Yeah,
finance, and so on and so forth. You having been worked in companies like Infosys,
yeah.
Mastercard, Deutsche
Yeah,
Bank,
yeah.
what do you think are the top job opportunities in the field of cybersecurity today? And what kind of skills do you think? What is your suggestion, your advice to the students aspiring to be in cybersecurity across different industries?
Sure, Abhishek, and it's a very good question. So there, when you talk about jobs, there are plenty of jobs in the market, but let me put it in a different way. So first, do not assume cybersecurity is only for hardcore technical experts, right? Do not assume it, because that fear I have seen, because I also mentor college students here. So I have seen that kind of fear in them, that it is only for technical. I am not technical. I am coming from techno managerial background. How will I survive in this cybersecurity world where we have so many technical people? So just understand, first thing, that do not assume cybersecurity is only for hardcore technical experts. The industry needs people from multiple disciplines, including business, governance, psychology, education, risk management, law, communications, and also entrepreneurship. Second, focus on building strong fundamentals around digital trust, risk, governance as an MBA student, AI ethics, and cyber awareness. You don't need to configure the hardware devices. You don't need. Nobody expects that. But you need to have that strong fundamentals across these areas. Technology changes rapidly, but the ability to think critically, solve problems, communicate clearly, and understand human behavior will always remain valuable. This is the fundamental. Third, stay curious and keep learning continuously. Don't stop at one point. Technology is changing every. Keep learning about the technology. Nobody is asking you to configure anything, but understand how the technology works, how AI works, what are the AI risks, for example. Cybersecurity is one of the fastest evolving industry in the world. Reading, certifications, research, networking, content creation, and practical experimentation all matter here in cybersecurity. And finally, if you want to build something meaningful, focus really on solving real problems rather than following the trend. Don't follow the trends, okay? Somebody is developing some AI automation through their startup to do this, to do that. No, focus on the real problem. And if you're trying to build a product in cybersecurity space, for example, first understand the target audience. Understand, take, you should, before you even start working on your product or getting into this entrepreneur journey, make sure that you have at least 10 customers ready to see your product. That's where you will be able to realize that you're actually trying to solve a real problem. So, like for example, in my case, it is not about cybersecurity. It is about helping create safer digital citizen for the future. So, purpose-driven entrepreneurship creates much deeper impact over time. So, the moment you start thinking beyond technical expertise, the cybersecurity becomes very interesting because you get to come with an ecosystem. You can think critically, you can solve problems, you can communicate clearly. I personally am not a fan of certifications, but if you are trying to get into cybersecurity as an MBA student, MBA itself is a very big degree. I would still recommend some certifications which are around auditing. There are plenty of certifications around auditing and risk management. You can take that as an advantage with your MBA and get into the industry.
Thank you so much, Nidhi. This was a wonderful interaction. A great time interacting
Sure,
with you.
sure.
I'm sure there will be a lot of learning for all the students, all the management students, all the viewers watching this interaction. And we would love to stay connected with you and have you again in any other future
Sure,
sessions
thank you.
of Business
Thank you.
Standard Be Smart. Thank you so
Thank you.
much
I
for
would
being there.
I would really, really, really look forward to it, and I would be happy to contribute further. So it will be my pleasure. Thank you.
So that's a wrap on this episode of Manager's Mantra. Thank you, Nidhi, for sharing your insights on cybersecurity and providing career suggestions for the management students. BSmart viewers, we hope you found this conversation helpful. Share your thoughts with us at bsmart.edit@bsml.in. Follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram for more such insightful and inspiring content. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.